Energy and Minerals, Dr. Medad Kalimani, has ordered the two Chinese nationals who are contractors from Etran City Company and are implementing a rare construction project in Guruka district for lying to the government and failing to work on schedule.
I'm not happy with the progress made. I intended Guruka to be one of the first places to be connected with electricity, but I can see some poles were erected last night. I also found them installing the transformer. I've instructed that the contractors to be arrested for further investigation and confiscate their passports so they don't flee the country. Nothing is changed. We just see it as pure politics.
Testimony in the defense of the 9 Chama cha Maendeleo na Demokrasia leaders Chadema, who are facing 13 charges, including incitement, has been concluded today, with Bunda Urban MP Esther Bulaya telling the resident magistrate court that her marriage with Gustav Bile is stable and that they are living together in Bweni, Dar es Salaam. MP Bulaya said this at Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court before Magistrate Thomas Simba when being questioned by Senior Public Prosecutor Simon Wankyo, where she also added that at no time did she travel out of the country, as can be seen on her passport, which has no stamp, between February the 16th to February the 28th of 2018. She added that on February the 16th of last year, she left the closing campaign meeting early as MP Mde was sick, so they had gone to prepare to travel to South Africa for treatment. The 9 accused are all facing 13 charges, including conspiracy to have an illegal gathering, as well as ignoring orders to disperse. The case has been adjourned to January the 20th to the 24th of next year, where the 10th witness for the defense is expected to testify. And residents of Buchosa Council in Sengerema district have complained of their livestock watering hole being sold illegally to a private owner and not being used for 20 years, with a fence built around the area that they say has caused their livestock to be attacked by diseases which are spread by ticks. They've asked the government to take legal action so that the watering hole is returned to them.
Our cattle dip, which is 20 years old, has been confiscated by our boss, so I wonder what laws were applied. Honorable Minister, we ask you to allow us 7 days to look into this matter, because we must verify all documentation before we can report back. Government officials could have sold the area. If this is the case, then these are my instructions to Livestock Services Manager, that in 1 week you must have an answer which allows farmers to disinfect their livestock.
The Minister of Works, Transport and Communications, Engineer Isaac Mwewe, has said that the government's plan to disconnect SIM cards that have not been registered biometrically is still in place, and thus has asked Tanzanians to use the remaining days to complete registration of their phone numbers.
31st December is the end, but you have been informed you must go and get registered biometrically. We believe that employment opportunities to Tanzanians will be on the rise, because there will be a lot of areas where people will find employment once this building has completed. All committee meetings, seminars, and the council heads meeting will also take place in Arusha.
Kwa sasa nchi mbalimbali huomba kuwa mwenyeji wa mikutano hii.
Over 20 houses belonging to residents of Chipogoro village in Mpwapwa district, Dodoma region, have been affected by floods caused by ongoing rains, causing some of the residents to lose their homes. The residents have asked the government to build large bridges to help stop the flooding, as they have been destroying infrastructure each year.
We've been greatly affected. All 4 houses have been washed away, as well as 5 goats and Tanzanian shillings 500,000. Food items have also been damaged. My children are suffering and the water keeps rising. We ask the government to build us more bridges because we've never had so much flooding like this before. There was a lot of water at once, caused by the damage that has been caused to the environment. As a result, there is no water barriers. In addition, excessive water has also damaged the road.
Kwa msaada mkubwa ambao tunauomba zaidi ni swala la madaraja.
That's all for national news. International news is next. And in international news, with Christmas and New Year's celebrations just around the corner, many travelers in Nairobi have complained on lack of sufficient transport to head to the different regions, which has led to public transportation providers significantly raising their prices.
We are so many. Some have come with plans to travel, but there are not enough vehicles. You can't go up country. I don't know what we are going to do. The fare has also been hiked, as drivers know to overspeed. The vehicles are few, and the cost of life has also risen. The fare has been hiked as well. This is why a lot of people are struggling.
The armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo, FARDC, have asked residents in Beni to cooperate with them so as to capture rebels involved in the murders of people in the region, many of them being from the Great Lakes countries. Saudi Arabia's public prosecutor said that 5 people have been sentenced to death over the murder of a Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi in Istanbul in October of last year. But 2 top figures investigated over the killing have been exonerated. The court issued death sentences on 5 men who directly took part in the killing. This was said by the prosecutor Shalan al-Shalan during a statement. And the armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo, FARDC, have asked residents in Beni to cooperate with them so as to capture rebels involved in the murders of people in the region, many of them being from the Great Lake countries.
It is not the army that's killing people, neither is the police. It is guards over there who are doing so. As from today, all of us must work together with one vision and one voice and fight the enemy. I'm very pleased. The army should carry on to the end. They should allow us to kill them because they've been doing the same.
That's it for international news. We'll be back with business news after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production. Infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. The government has said that it will halt the importation of cereal seeds from outside the country so as to strengthen the market for the seeds being produced within the country, after discovering that despite meeting the required quality standards, a large number of seeds from locals have been stuck in warehouses.
As a country, we don't want to rely on seeds from outside the country. We want to be self-sufficient, and if superior seeds are selling at 8,000 and yet farmers can't afford, then there is a problem here. Regional Commissioner, farmers must be sensitized. Seeds are available. We believe that we have a good partnership between the private sector, researchers, and public sector. We can market home-produced seeds, which is affordable and of high quality. Seeds coming from neighboring countries don't produce a good yield.
The Minister of State in the Vice President's Office for Union and Environment, George Simbachawene, has directed entrepreneurs involved in the hazardous waste business, especially scrap metal in the country, to ensure they follow the principles passed in 2019 on management and control of hazardous waste in their businesses.
Katika kuboresha usimamizi wa mazingira, ofisi ya makamu wa rais imefanya marekebisho ya kanuni mbalimbali pamoja na kutunga kanuni.
The Vice President's Office has carried out amendments to various policies as well as forming new policies. One of the laws that was amended was on management of hazardous waste of 2009. Policies on charges and fees on environment management of 2008 and its amendments of 2016-18, as well as policies on management of electronic waste of 2019. Let me start by speaking about laws governing hazardous waste of 2019, which has incorporated environment aspects as follows. Section 133/1/3 and subsection 3. It gives power to minister with the mandate to issue license to import and export inside and outside the country, as well as permit to transit goods.
Kusafirisha nje ya nchi, kusafirisha ndani ya nchi au kupitisha taka hatarishi nchini.
That's all for business news. Sports is up next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
And in sports, Tanzania Football Federation TFF has entered into an agreement with Korea International Development Corporation Center KIDC that's aimed at development of women's soccer in Tanzania.
Sports is a hope and dream for young people in the world. Young people, they are inspired by spirit of sports, such as fair play, competition, and respect. In the football game, everyone is an equal, regardless of their race, color, money, as well as their gender. Especially women in the sports, they could improve their leadership skills, interpersonal skills, and self-esteem.
23 athletes have been selected to represent Dar es Salaam in the national championship starting on December the 28th.
We want our athletes to get used to the tartan because this is an international stadium and it should be used. But we are surprised that the competition was sent to Butimba. That is a university. But if they say the ground is good, we will go and check it out. I will take my regional squad there. They are not worried.
Carlo Ancelotti took his place as new Everton manager with a promise to try to beat Liverpool for a second time when the two sides meet in the FA Cup next month. Here is more.
Manager Ancelotti was responsible for one of the few Liverpool defeats this season, September's 2-0 reverse in the group stages of the Champions League, so he knows how long Everton have waited to win a game against their neighbour. That run stretches back to October 2010, although it's even longer, September 1999, since they were victorious at Anfield, but the Italian is hoping to kickstart his reign with a memorable win on 5th of January. Ancelotti played down the possibility of bringing in free agent Zlatan Ibrahimovic as one of his first signings.
Charles Leclerc has signed a new long-term contract with Ferrari, committing him to the F1 team through to the end of the 2024 season and raising further questions regarding Sebastian Vettel's future with the team.
Leclerc, a former Ferrari Academy driver, joined the Scuderia at the start of last season after applying his trade with Sauber on a deal believed to be to the end of the 2021 season. However, following a successful maiden campaign with the team, he has been rewarded with a new and improved contract. With the new deal, Ferrari are making clear they see 22-year-old as their long-term future, compared to Vettel, whose current deal expires at the end of 2020, and amid news that Lewis Hamilton has held talks with the team about switching from Mercedes.
Andy Robertson has said victory in the Club World Cup can propel Liverpool towards further honours in 2020 as it strives to add the Premier League title to their world and European crowns.
Liverpool's 1-0 triumph in Qatar delivered a third trophy inside 6 months and ensured they have won every competition bar the Community Shield. The priority remains the first domestic championship since 1990, and while the unbeaten Premier League leaders have a 10-point lead over Leicester going into the visit to the King Power Stadium on Boxing Day, Robertson believes lifting a first world title in the Liverpool's history can act as extra motivation in the new year. Liverpool were dismayed that after the trophy presentation, FIFA officials prevented Jurgen Klopp and his players from going onto the running track at the Khalifa International Stadium to celebrate in front of their fans.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, I am Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and good night.
kutoka kali mbili za saa 8 mpaka kamba tu kamba. Tupige story na wana. Kwa taarifa yako